Okay, Alhamdulillah. So today is your first day for uh, lecture of PHY 094. Okay. Basically, PHY 094 is the Foundation Physics 1. Okay. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very well. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
very
Yes,
much. Yes, thank you. Okay, if you're having problems, let's say you cannot see my slides, or you cannot see me, or you cannot hear my voice, please acknowledge me as you can. Okay, don't wait until saya stop baru you nak bagi tahu. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Alright, sometimes we having a problem like internet problems or what, is disconnected or what. So please acknowledge me. Alright, so let me start from okay. Alright, thank you very much. I see two faces here, Azhar and Shah. Thank you to open your webcam. Okay, I should highlight you, everyone. Okay, I also recommend you, I also encourage you to open your webcam and please be silent. If you want to talk, then just talk, it doesn't matter. Okay, but during our lessons or during when I'm try to explain everything, then you need to put on silent first. Okay, put mic on silent first, and then if you want to ask anything, just ask me. Okay, don't worry, because I need everyone to be a very comfortable with themselves, with the audience, and I believe that all of you have been so comfortable in terms of how we're gonna run the lesson or physics in during in the pandemic era by using a webinar series. Okay, like this one. Okay, we learn physics through online. Okay, online platform, Google Meet, maybe Zoom or what. So please, okay. Okay, if you may have a problem, so you can acknowledge later. So, okay, right. So let's start with the briefings. All right. So let me share the slide first. Okay, so first of all, my name is Ahmad Fuzairi, Ahmad Faizal. So I'm currently working as a physics lecturer in your ITM since 2010. Okay, 2010, it's been 11 years of teaching physics, especially for the Asasi level. Okay, right. Okay, so without further ado, so let's start with the briefings. Okay, so let me share the slide. Okay. Okay, can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so welcome to Pusat Asasi. This is your first day. First time you come, or you've been to Pusat Asasi. Not come here, but you registered as a student in Pusat Asasi. So I welcome you, all of you. So especially for today, this is your first time hearing my voice or what. So okay, especially when delivering physics. Okay, so this is the main campus. Okay, the Pusat Asasi campus here in Dengkil. This is our main telephone numbers, and also this one is nothing. Just a simple one, and you can get this one from the website, I think. Right, so this is some prerequisites. Okay, more to our PHY 094. Okay, so the lecture we will begin this week. So this week should be considered to be week 1. Okay, or the first week of your life in Pusat Asasi, and in one semesters. Okay, in one long semesters, we will have 14 weeks of lesson. Okay, 14 weeks of lesson. So in the lifespan as a Asasi student in physics, okay, we will learn 14 weeks of lesson. Okay, so that thing is we will discuss later. Okay, but before that, this is the link for students to purchase online. Okay, so let me go later on with the online the link there. So, but it's okay. So let's look at how our public holiday. So in here we have a public holiday like this week we already have a public holiday yesterday. Okay, the our Muharram, right? And this is the date for the public national, the next public holiday for the national, which is 31st August, okay, 2021. I'm not sure with which date is 31st August. Okay, we also have a quiz. Before anything we start, now we learn quiz. Quiz 1 is for Peshwa 094 is on week 4. Okay, it's on the week 4. At about 1st of September 2021. Okay, someone here wants to learn physics as well. Okay, so quiz 2 on week 10, which is on the 27th of October 2021. Okay, please take note all this date, okay, for quiz 1 and quiz 2, because in physics we only have two quizzes that will be on the details of your coursework, okay, of the coursework. So the quiz 1 and quiz 2, or week 1, week 4, and also week 10. Okay, week 4 and also week 10. Right? And how about the midterm test? The midterm test is the test during before you come to the midterm break. Okay, you will have a midterm break, a one week of the midterm break, but before that you need to undergo the midterm test at the 27th of September, from 27th of September until 1st of October. During that time, okay, you won't have any classes, okay, but you will only sit for your test. So please take note of this date, okay, midterm test, so you know which is the correct date to see the midterm test. Okay, and how about the final assessment week? Okay, the final assessment week will be on the 6th of December till 19th of December 2021. So that will be your final examination. Okay, final assessment week is also known as final examination. So during that time, all right. So after that week, then you will have a break, a semester break, about maybe 10 days or until January, I think, until January. I'm not sure which the exact date in January, but you will have a semester break until 19th of December 2021. It's about I think 1 month of a semester break, okay, for the final assessment week. All right, so this is the academic calendars, okay, for the semesters. So you will have a certain date, okay, like today is the 11th of August, so which is the week 1. Okay, you will learn everything in 7 weeks of lesson, okay, and then you will have a break, okay, here you have a cuti ujian pertengahan semester, the midterm test during this week, and also after that, immediately after that, so you will have a midterm break, 1 week, and then you will continue another 7 weeks of lesson, okay, until it comes to the final assessment day. Okay, right? Okay, so here, noted here, you have a process of entrance survey. I believe that you already been told about the entrance survey or the exit survey, but I want to focus on this one, entrance of an exit survey of PHY 094. Okay, PHY 094, Foundation Physics 1, also have entrance and exit survey. It's a set of questions to measure the level of students' knowledge. Okay, meaning that it is not a test, but it's a series of like a survey, okay, like a survey where we just want to make sure that this course, okay, whatever you learn in this course is based on the findings of this survey. Okay, so for example, we have entrance and we have exit. Okay, there are two separate survey. Okay, in the beginning of the semester, you need to answer the entrance survey, while at the end of the semester, you need to answer the exit survey. So there are two different things, different surveys. Okay, so in the entrance surveys, they will ask you a set of questions, such as, do you know something about the lesson? For example, do you know about Newton's law? I believe all of you have already learned during your secondary school. Okay, Newton's law, everything regarding physics. Okay, but during entrance survey, you need to put that as sometimes you've been a new person when you come to Asasi. Okay, that means so far, almost you didn't learn anything in your secondary school. So that means when you answer the entrance survey, please put it at the lower value. Let's say if you are given 1 until 10, the 1 is obviously the lower value compared to 10. So you need to answer it truthfully. All right, be honest to yourself, be honest to the questions. Okay, you need to answer it so far. Let's say the entrance, let's say they ask you about the Newton's law. Okay, I believe that all of you know about F equals ma. Okay, but please put it in the lower value. And of course, at the end of the semesters, when you learn this lesson or when you learn this topic, okay, so you need to answer it truthfully, whether does it increase the level of knowledge that you are getting from the course. So that is the function, or that is the why we want all of you to answer the entrance and exit survey. So it's very significant survey. What I think is a significant survey because it will measure. Okay, it will measure in order to improve the quality of this course. So for this course is Foundation Physics 1. Okay, maybe it's not related to you, but when it comes to your after this, your junior, your super junior, okay, will come to Asasi to learn physics, Foundation Physics 1. Okay, so your survey will implicate what happened in the future. Okay, so that will appear in your U Future. I believe all of you have already logged into your U Future. Okay, if you don't if you don't have a problem, log into the U Future, then you need to do something. Okay, so it's just a 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, to answer that survey. Right, so you can get from here the U Future. Okay, this is a very good platform. The U Future is the main platform for UITM students. Okay, UITM students will use a lot of U Future because the lecturers will put a lot of so-called notes, everything's there. Okay, slide notes. Okay, maybe some lecturers will use U Future to do some quizzes. To do assignments inside the U Future. So you need to be familiarized with the U Future's platform. Okay, if you're having a problem, then please come. Okay, please acknowledge earlier. Okay, don't wait until the last minute to come to log into the U Future. Okay. All right, so this should be the introduction of the PHY 094. Enough with the entrance and exit survey. So PHY 094, okay, is a Foundation Physics 1 where we have a course outcome. Okay, the course outcome upon completion this course, the student should be able to complete themselves with a kind of explaining, utilizing the algebraic approach. Okay, there are three main outcomes when you complete this course, which is number 1 is CLO 1. Okay, course learning outcome. CLO stands for course learning outcome 1. Okay, explain, utilizing the algebraic approach. Explain and utilizing. So this is related to the problem based. When we are given the questions and you need to answer the questions using some calculations of using the algebraic approach. Okay, because algebraic approach, don't make it complicated. Because algebraic approach is actually you learn during your maths. Okay, some things this is similar. This course also will give you some basic scientific skills, okay, in the fields of mechanics, thermal physics, and wave mechanics. Okay, these fields, when you see that there are only three main big topic in the physics for semester 1, which is mechanics. Mechanics, of course, we want to learn about motion, force, okay, momentum, and so on. A lot of things we learn in mechanics. Okay, that the mechanics stands for a big topic. Okay, but the chapters, there are a lot of chapters inside the big topics. so does the thermal physics. Okay, in thermal physics we will learn about some things that related to heat and also temperature. Okay, and how about wave mechanics? Yes, we will also learn some things related to wave, sound, for example. Okay, inside that mechanics. So there are a lot of chapters inside the main topics. All right. Okay, so CELO number 2 here, and of course, display basic scientific skills. Okay, also related to, your skills of solving the questions. Okay, the problem of questions. Right, CLO3, demonstrate effective reporting of and taking alternate role as a leader and team member in scientific investigation. So demonstrate effective reporting, meaning that, okay, when they use the word reporting, so that means you need to report something. What kind of report that it comes? Okay, when related to physics, yes, the answer is a lab report, your manual, your lab report. Okay, so you need to come out with the lab report. You need to do some good writing in the lab report. You need to do it. Okay, so when we give you a certain experiment to do, then you need to do some reporting regarding that experiment. So that is the lab report. So this is for CLO3, CLO1, CLO2, and CLO3. And then lastly, CLO4, demonstrate entrepreneurial mindset. This is related to one of our assignment. One of our assignment for all physics students in PHY 094. Okay, which is the entrepreneurial mindset assignment. Okay, so this is CLO4, okay, specifically for the assignment. Is there any questions so far? You want to ask anything?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so let me continue. Okay, right. So this is the course syllabus, the main the front page of your suggested lesson plan. You can download this inside the UFuture. Okay, they have been uploaded a while ago about the lesson plan. So meaning that you should follow this lesson plan. Week 1, what to study. Week 2, what is our topic. Week 3, what is our topic. So this is how we're going to run this semesters by using the lesson plan. So this is what let's say this week is lesson week 1. So you know, in week 1 we will refer to lesson plan, the outcome or the the topic is what, the subtopic is what, which chapter inside the book. So that is all in the here. So this is the examples of your students lesson plan. Okay, you've been write down as a student's copy. Okay, you can see on the left side, on the very left side, you got week 1. Okay, and then you will have a topics. Okay, physical quantities and unit, for example. And inside the physical quantities, there are no subchapters, but a subchapter after that is 1.1, which is the basic quantities and SI unit. So what is the subchapters inside that particular subchapter? So another subchapter is 1.1.1, base and derived physical quantities and their unit in SI unit. So, and then another columns after the topics is a textbook section. Yes, there are textbook. Okay, where can we get it? Yes, the answer is our textbook will be a Raymond Survey textbook. Okay, we are using Survey College Physics. Okay, so this textbook section is specifically okay, in the specifically or related to the subchapter or subtopics inside the Raymond Survey College Physics book. Okay, so you can either get it from your any kind of source. Okay, because in the end of the time, when it comes to referring to the which section or maybe questions, maybe which kind of subtopic, all will depends on the book. Okay, so I'm not talking that you should buy the textbook. Okay, okay, this is not compulsory to buy the textbook. Okay, but you need at least to read the textbook, maybe from your friends, or maybe you get it from the internet. Okay, the details of the books. Okay, because on the other sides of the column is we get hours. Hours means how many hours should we spend on that particular topics. So in this case, week 1 we will learn 3 hours. Okay, because today is 2 hours. 2 hours and another hour is on Friday. And then the learning outcome will be stated in the learning outcomes column. So that will what you will learn inside this topic. The details, because the topics just tell you about the name of the topics, but the learning outcome is what is behind the topic. Let's say you will learn about basic quantities. So what kind of things that you are going to learn inside the basic quantities? So you will learn about state the basic quantities and their respective SI unit. Can you state it? Obviously can, because this is the main topics in physics. State the derived quantities, respective units, symbols. Okay, state the definition. So please, okay, you need to at least get this copy, students' lesson plan, on your own, or print it out. Okay, try to print it out. Obviously, you can tick. Okay, just tick. Do you know how to state the basic quantity? Yes. How to? You can easily put everything. Okay, do some marking here. Okay, like for example here. Okay. Okay, state the basic quantity. Okay. Can I state the basic quantity? Yes. And then can write down like this. Okay. Check. Do some checklist. Because this is all. If you doesn't know, okay, can I convert the physical quantities from one system to another system? Then you have a problem. Then please do some revision. Do a lot of revision. Do a lot of exercise. Tutorial, for example. Okay. So that is how you learn inside the university level. Okay, so this is the teaching methods. All right, so doesn't really different between how you learn in university level or also in the schools, but practically when you have 14 weeks, okay, 14 weeks of lecture, remember you will have to face it, okay, because during your school days, during your your secondary school, okay, you will learn one chapter in 1 month. Okay, one chapter at about 1 month. Maybe there are school that quite advanced, then you will learn one chapter in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But in Asasi, you will learn one chapter almost, okay, one chapter almost 1 week. So there are some big difference over here. 1 week equals to one chapter. So it's very fast when it comes to learning in Asasi, because this is the 1 year program. Okay, and been split into semester 1 and semester 2. So I can say that, okay, with the 11 years of teaching, okay, 1 week is equivalent to one topic. Okay, 1 week, 1 chapter, 1 week, 1 chapter, almost 1 week, 1 chapter. Maybe there are 2 weeks for 3 chapters, 2 weeks for, or 3 weeks for 2 chapters. Okay, so that depends on the conditions of the chapter. Maybe there are some chapters that's quite hard to understand, so you need some later explanations. Okay, so that is how you're gonna set your mind right now. Okay, so there now you can go to the assessment where you have a coursework about 50%. So 50 plus the final examination 50, so you will get 100% from here. Okay, this is 100%. Okay, but the final is a final question. Final examination is final question, so you'll be test inside the final examination week. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 weeks of final examinations, right? But in another 50% is based on this kind of values. The test will be 15%. Okay, you will have a quizzes at about 5%, a lab work at about 20%, very big, and also the entrepreneurial assignment is another 10%. So I'm highlighting there the lab work. Okay, I believe that all of you having a very it's a batch of students that having big problems in terms of getting to school or during the pandemic era. Okay, I know that all of you just sit your SPM examination a couple months ago. Okay, maybe in March or maybe in February. Okay, so that means, okay, the lab work is quite hard when it comes to come, because you know, you just do the lab work. Maybe some school doesn't influence much, but there are schools that doesn't do a lot of lab work. So in here we're gonna do some lab work, but when you have a full ODL, then you will be surprised that when it comes to the lab work, yes, we will do a lab, but at your own place. How? We will discuss inside our during our briefing inside the lab. Okay, inside the lab session. Okay, but let's focus on the value. Okay, the test is 15%. Okay, another 5% is for quizzes and assignment. Okay, don't put much attention on the 5% because it's only require 5%. Okay, 5% for the quizzes and assignment. So these quizzes and assignment, the physics will have quiz 1 and quiz 2. This is 2.5. This is 2.5. So when you add up, you get the 5%. So that's how you. Okay, let's say if you have 10 questions, ABC. Okay, so when you answer it 10, above 10, so you will only have 2.5. Okay, 2.5 marks. For what? For quiz 1. For quiz 2, you okay, you will answer it and get 8/10. Okay, what is the percentage? You calculate yourself. So that's how you calculate the quizzes and / assignment for another 5%. Okay, so the things that I want to all of you to make sure that you concentrate is the lab work. Again, the lab work, because in the lab work you will have 2 things. Okay, you will have a 10% of individual assessment, and another 10% is the report. Okay, later I will explain. Right, 10% report, 10% individual assessment. You will be assessed, okay, individually, 10%. And another crucial percentage will be tests. You will only have 1 test, which is the midterm test. Okay, this is where you want to try to put your foot up front so that you will have a stable conditions when it comes to the courseworks courseworks percentage. So because maybe there are a series of questions that, let's say, you have you've been asked to do some midterm as a test over 40. Okay, so you get 30, for example. So times with the 15%. So this is your mark for 15%. Right, so this is just a very rough calculations when dealing with the courseworks, and then you add up everything to get the final answers. Right, so the recommended text. Okay, again, okay, please take note, or maybe you can see. Okay, maybe you already okay, snap these photos of the recommended text will be Raymond A. Survey. Okay, the Survey College Physics. The newest edition will be 11th edition. If you have brothers or sisters or cousins, or maybe you have relatives that come to Asasi back years ago, maybe they have 8th edition, 9th edition, doesn't matter. You can use it. Because this is where we, or the guidelines of the physics, or we use these books as the textbook. Meaning that when you have textbook, everything will be referred to that book. Let's say I'm using, okay, let's look at the questions in tutorial 1. The tutorial 1, okay, so that's how, okay, so this is the recommended text. Right? Right, this is the entrepreneurial mindset assignment. Okay, the entrepreneurial mindset assignment will be, it's like a folio. Okay, maybe some of you have a very strong memories in terms of doing assignment, doing folio in your school days. So this is like a folio. Okay, folio. Okay, folio, but regarding to or related to physics, right? So we want you to come with the mindset of, okay, this is not when you look at the word entrepreneurial, keusahawanan. How gonna physics when it comes to the keusahawanan? So meaning that you need to come up with the idea of selling things, right? The idea of selling things. Yeah, you don't need to sell things. Okay, the idea of selling things that have physics approach. Okay. Once again, okay, this is the assignment on how you want to sell things. Okay, the idea of selling things that have physics punya approach. Okay, physics approach lah. You see things, let's say you see this one, for example. Okay, this is okay, this is for you. This is the cover of your, or the container of your spectacles. Okay, specs. Okay, so you want to do some explanation, or you want to sell things that related to physics, then you need to apply physics to this box. Maybe the material, maybe the tension, surface tension, maybe the colors, okay, or maybe you want to sell the spectacles due to what? Okay, maybe have a polarizations punya significance ni kan. Okay, so that's how the entrepreneurial mindset assignment. Okay, we will discuss this one a lot in the tutorial class. Okay, but this one have a due date. Okay, the due date will be on week 10. Yes, long time to go to week 10. From now starts until week 10. From time to time, you can always ask your tutors. In this case, me, okay, always ask your tutor, okay, how to come, or how about my idea, how about our group idea, because this is a grouping, not an individual assignment. This is a grouping assignment. Okay, so this is the contents inside the content inside the assignment. So this is everything. Okay, not more than 10 pages. not more than 10 pages. Okay, so you can see, okay, we can see a lot of potential. Maybe from that idea we can implement, or we can join a certain innovation innovation event or whatsoever. Okay, this is just example, right? But the entrepreneur mindset assignment will give you another 10%. Okay, this is the grading scale. So the grading scale for physics, I think most of the subjects here, okay, will use 80 to 100 as a A. Okay, this one. A is for 80 and 80 to 100. Okay, and A minus, okay, because A, I'm talking about A because you want to score for flat, right? Okay, the 4 flat is A. Okay, when you get A minus, the PNGK will go down to 3.67, will decrease to 3.67, and again it will decrease to 3.3 when you get B plus. So in order for you to excel in your program, in this case your engineering program, okay, you need to score 3 out of 4. 3, sorry, I'm not, okay, I should 3 best subjects, okay, including, remember this word, including maths. Sorry for my bad writings, okay. 3 best subjects including maths. Okay, meaning that maths now you need to excel on another 2 subject, which is either physics, either chemistry, or either computer science. For in this case, of computer science. Okay, to get the best PNGK for you to apply for the UPU during your degree level. Okay, so please, okay, get your momentum correct. Okay, please get your mindset correct, and please right now, okay, everything you learn in your secondary school, please forget it. Okay, you come new, you come clean in PHY 094. Okay, although you have a very good marks, don't get too cocky, or don't get too much attention to whatever happens in the SPM. Just leave it behind. This is your new life. This is your new way. This is your new things that you want to score. Okay, bear that in mind. There are persons who can score 100 in physics. Yes, and there is also person can score 4 out of 100. Yes, it's not 4 flat, just 4. It's very, very bad marks, right? So don't be too confident, be simple, but in the meantime, okay, please okay, plan your works properly, okay, where you want to learn. All right, so this, I think, should be the end of the briefing sessions before we come to next topics. Okay, any questions so far? You have any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Sir. Sudah.
Buffering.
Mentah-mentah lecturer tak ada, semua orang main.
InsyaAllah Syami boleh sambung. Syami sambung.
Today I'm teaching you the deadliest self-defense move known to man. However, this move is only for life or death situations and not to be messed with. This move was created by Yeltsin in 1987. However, it was immediately banned from all karate competitions due to its violent nature, which is why once again I urge you to use caution. Step 1 is to make a fist, ensuring that your thumb is on the outside of your fingers. If it is on the inside, it can break your thumb during impact. Do this with both hands. You now want to place your fists halfway between your chest and your hip. Once you're at this point, move them slowly from side to side, and eventually the momentum will end up with you.
Oi.
Tak, kalau siapa ada sir punya nombor, bagi tahu dia terkeluar.
Guys, ni nak duduk je ke nak buat apa ni?
Dia suruh tunggu.
Tak ada orang ada nombor sir ke?
Tak ada.
Dah message kat tele lah.
Baik dojo.
Duduk je kan?
Bukan aku gila Najib.
Seorang stream.
Okay, can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Okay, thank you. Suddenly, there's been a trip in here. Okay, so sorry. Actually, dekat mana kita stop tadi? Boleh recall tak? Yang briefing tadi. Dekat mana?
Saya dah habis briefing lah tadi.
Oh, dah habis kan?
Ya.
Okay. So, any questions? Nak tanya mengenai itu? Regarding the topics or regarding the approach or whatsoever you want to ask? Okay.
Sir,
Ya.
untuk attendance hari ni kita orang boleh isikan ya?
Tak ada. Saya ambil attendance ni.
Oh, alright. Take it dah.
Yep. Okay. Any questions?
No sir, no sir.
Sir,
No, sir.
No, sir.
the
No, sir.
Google Classroom, is there any link for the Google Classroom?
Any what? Abang apa pardon?
Is there any link for the Google Classroom?
Oh. You tak masuk dalam Google Classroom lagi ke?
No.
Tak ada, sir.
Sepatutnya dah ada. Actually, dalam Google Classroom, okay, we all pakai email yang ada at student tu. That one. Bukan your email, your personal email, no. Dia macam nombor ID pelajar at students.uitm.edu.my. Itu dia punya email dia. Cuba you boleh masuk guna email tu. Sebab sekarang ni kalau if you set your phone, biasanya ada personal email kan, ada personal email. Cuba add on lagi satu account tu account student. So whatever yang masuk ke dalam Google Classroom, dia akan masuk ke dalam Google account email
Yang tu dah.
Habis tu?
Tapi bila dia tak ada link pun, dia tak ada apa-apa pun pasal Google Classroom fizik.
Memanglah, dia memang tak ada apa-apa sebab tak dia minta suruh join kan, betul tak? Join the Google Classroom, betul tak? Betul tak? Oh,
Tak ada invitation.
okey, macam mana
Tak ada invitation langsung.
macam mana you boleh masuk dalam saya punya ni?
Google
Yang
Classroom.
tu guna
Google Calendar.
Oh, masuk
Sir.
melalui Google. Ya.
I think you salah invite untuk E31 sebab semua student E32 dapat invitation untuk physics E31.
Oh. Okay.
I think E31 yang tak masuk lagi.
Ya, semua E31 tak dapat masuk langsung. Yang dia ada email link untuk classroom, untuk meet je.
Tapi E32 masuk dalam kelas yang betul tak?
Betul.
E32 masuk kelas
Yes,
betul.
Maksudnya yang invitation E31 tu, E32 dapat?
Yes.
Betul ke? Okay. Understood sekejap. Saya buat sekejap sambil-sambil tu.
Right.
Sebab I get the email from the given by the HCA, so that's why I'm try again Wait. Kalau you dapat ni you Sekejap saya nak tanya, kalau yang dalam E31 ni, saya tengok ada yang dah approve, tapi siapa Let's say Aina, Hazia, Mahalil. Ya? Tak faham. Shani, Sami, can you explain to me?
Yang saya receive invitation kan dua-dua. So saya accept dua-dua.
Oh, okay. Maksudnya okay. Right now, yang kalau dalam kelas Google Classroom yang E31, maksud dia kamu tak, E32 tak boleh masuk lah. Sepatutnya kena keluar. E31 saja dalam grup kelas Google Classroom E31. E32 kena duduk dalam ni. Actually mula-mula tu sepatutnya your mentor, your academic advisor yang sepatutnya add korang ke dalam grup tu, tapi dia tak buat. So that's why saya ambil daripada ni kan. Kejap ya. Why I think I try to remove everybody daripada grup. Betul tak dia punya nama PI 009 E31 PHY 094 kan, betul tak?
Yes.
Okay, saya try remove dulu all of you, termasuk dengan siapa yang ada ni lah. Nanti saya try copy balik. I'm not sure you can. Okay, saya dah kosongkan. Okay, saya cuba buat balik sekali. Because that's why I tak ada input daripada E30 because ramai lagi E31 tak join Telegram group kan, betul tak? Sebab you tak tahu E31. One moment. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. E31 start daripada nama Abdullah Nasharul Islam betul tak?
Ya. Yeah.
Betul Lepas tu Ahmad Daniel, Ainul Syazwani semua tu betul
Yes.
Okay, so right now I'm copying your ID tapi yang add student your ATM tu Okay, saya akan masukkan nama baru dalam ini you all boleh. Oh, tapi dalam Google Classroom betul dalam Google Calendar betul. Okay, invite. Okay, nanti you all boleh ni lah. I think ini Humaira dah join. Okay Okay, hopefully dah E32 tak ada saya dah remove daripada E31 semua sekali. So yang ada hanyalah E32 sahaja, E31 saja, okay. Kalau ada yang termasuk dalam E32 tu keluarlah. Tapi rasanya tak ada dah because I remove everybody I remove back and okay, ramai laju je. Okay. Alright, so since saya tengah buka Google Classroom ni, saya just nak mention juga okay. So kita go through sekejap dekat Google Classroom ni. Saya gunakan kelas E31 lah. Right? With tab. Okay. Okay. Semua boleh tengok Everybody can see it?
Yes sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There are four buttons here. Stream, classwork, people and grades. I think in your view grades tak ada. Grades ni tak ada. I think lah. Tapi saya punya view, saya akan ada people, akan ada grade, something like this lah. Lebih kurang teachers. Okay, Classworks and Stream. Okay, so here you got ada Telegram. Tolong join group ni, Telegram ni, because Telegram ni sebab biasanya lagi cepat nak sampaikan apa-apa kan. Nak postkan benda besar ke video ke, boleh post dalam tu. Lebih senang saya nak post berbanding letak. Tapi in this one saya akan upload, okay, untuk kedua-dua kelas sekali lah. Okay, kalau you boleh tengok, okay, dekat kelas dekat depan ni memang dah ada link. So every time you want to you want to join the meeting room, just click here. Okay, saya dah buat untuk lecture and also tutorial. So during tutorial, but this week, okay, we don't have any tutorial yet. Okay, the tutorial will start in week 2. Okay, so macam mana nak buat tutorial ni? Okay, tutorial is like this. Okay, so in the tutorial session, during tutorial session, I need everybody to do all the works. Okay, I will join your works too. Siapa biasa guna Jamboard Jamboard Siapa pernah guna tak Jamboard? Okay. Pernah guna Jamboard Tak pernah? Oh, tak pernah tak? Okay, tak apa, it's okay. Jamboard tu sebenarnya macam satu whiteboard, satu whiteboard, tapi bila kita share link tu, semua orang boleh conteng, some sort like conteng dalam tu. Contoh dia macam, let's say okay, daripada Google Meet ni sebenarnya boleh buat Jamboard nanti, for example okay, here, okay, ada button whiteboarding. Okay, start a new whiteboard. Okay, ni saya yang create contoh dia saya yang create. Okay, for example, semua orang ada dalam ni. Send. Okay, boleh tak somebody buka apa? Ini lecture kelas kita bila link tersebut, okay, semua orang yang masuk ke link tersebut boleh tengok apa yang saya conteng. Tu ada orang dah conteng kan. Alright. Okay, so this Jamboard, alright, so I think you all can ramai yang conteng. Rajin conteng, but doesn't matter. Okay, yang penting masa tutorial nanti I need every one of you. Okay, okay, sekejap jangan conteng lagi. Jap. Okay, tengok so dekat sini dia ada beberapa page. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4 dan sebagainya. Okay, so masa tutorial nanti you will have a series of question like this. Alamak, let's stop lagi ke? Boleh dengar suara saya tak?
Boleh.
Jam lagi. Sekejap Okay. Maybe bukan semua orang join Jamboard tu, tapi nanti kita boleh display juga Jamboard tu, tak ada masalah. Okay. Okay, so let me share the slide. Okay, ini saya nak bagi tahu siap-siap macam mana kita akan buat perjalanan masa tutorial nanti. masa tutorial nanti. Okay, so let's say this is your tutorial 1. Okay. Apa tak nampak ni? Window. Okay, let's say this is your tutorial 1. Okay. Nampak tak? Can you see the question?
I don't
Nampak tak?
think. Okay, now you.
Yes, ada.
Ada ya? Okay. So, soalan ni nampak dia ada multiple choice question. For example, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Okay. Lepas tu ada structured questions. Number 1, number 10. Structured question ni, semua soalan ni, all of the questions is based on the question inside the textbook. They get it from the textbook. Berserta dengan jawapan dia sekali. Okay, tapi cara untuk dapatkan jawapan ni, you all yang kena buat. You need to do it on your own and we will try to discuss your work. So nanti bila masa tutorial, it's like your own presentation time. Okay, maksud dia macam mana kita nak buat. Contoh dia, katalah tadi dalam E31 ada nama okay. Kalau E31 tadi ada dia buat slow lah. Okay, dah tak apalah. Nama first akan buat soalan pertama. Apa jawapan dia? A, B, C, D. Yang mana satu jawapan dia? Okay. Kalau jawapan dia, katalah A jawapan dia. Okay. Okay, dia explain lah kenapa jawapan dia ni. Okay, dia dapat daripada mana. Macam tu. Okay. Saya akan tanya soalan dia, walaupun soalan dia berbentuk multiple choice question, I still will ask you about the questions. Estimate the number of atom ni. Okay, macam mana nak estimate? Macam mana cara dia? Memanglah jawapan dia ada jawapan kan, A, B, C, D, senang. Tapi saya akan tanya, macam mana, apa formula yang dia cari? Itulah guna dia. Okay, so bila awak dapat, awak dah tahu dah awak nak buat nombor berapa. You know kan, your place inside the list name of your class tu, nombor 1 akan buat nombor 1, nombor 2 akan buat nombor 2, nombor 3 akan buat nombor 3. Katalah dah habis dah soalan dah. Nombor 6, nombor 7 sambung nombor 1, structured questions. Explain pada kawan-kawan. Try to explain to your friend what is the how you gonna solve these questions. Macam mana? Guna formula apa? Guna sekian. Macam tu. Number 10. Orang nombor 8 buat A, B, C. Number 9, orang dia buat nombor 22. Macam tu Next, number 57, orang nombor 10. Okay. So something like that. Sampailah habis. Sampai habis. Okay. Boleh faham?
Boleh sir.
Macam tu.
Sir.
Ya.
Untuk soalan struktur nombor 1 tadi, jawapan dia apa?
Jawapan dia apa?
Dia tak tulis.
Dia bukan tak tulis tu, dia nak kena proof kan. Soalan proving. Masa kena tunjukkan apa bersamaan dengan apa. Okay?
Alright, thank you dah.
Alright. Okay. Tapi dia untuk tutorial 1 ni dia tak akan, tutorial 1 dia akan konsistkan 2 weeks. Week 1 and week 2 and also week 3. Maksudnya tutorial 1 tu 2 minggu. Maksudnya kita tak akan habiskan tutorial 1 tu dalam masa seminggu. Tapi awak tahulah awak buat soalan nombor berapa. Dan dia akan ikut yang tu. Katalah nama habis, soalan dah habis sampai orang nombor 20. Orang nombor 21 dia buat nombor 1 untuk tutorial 2 nanti. Macam tu lah sampai habis. Accordingly. Okay, dia dah tahu dah dia buat nombor berapa. Kalau dia tak datang, maksudnya dia tak masuk dalam Google Meet ni, kita akan carry dia ke next punya tutorial. Okay. So soalan yang dia tak datang tu maybe saya lah buat kot. Macam tu. Ataupun kawan-kawan awak yang boleh yang nak buat boleh je. And then I will monitor whatever you explain to your friends apa semuanya. Saya akan ni lah, tapi saya akan lebih banyak, awak lebih banyak bercakap pada saya. Macam tu lah. Okay. Because tutorial itu, that's how you do tutorial in the university level. Okay. In the meantime, apa yang saya nak buat supaya saya nak latih awak supaya lebih confident, okay, lebih berani. You want to be an engineer later on ataupun tak nak jadi ke tak kisah, but you need to carry yourself. You need to carry yourself in front of the people. So you cannot be afraid. Okay, you need to speak up. This is the time for you to speak up. Jangan malu-malu. This is all your friends. This is all your adik-beradik. Jangan malu-malu. Teruskan. Macam tu saja. Kalau ada unsur malu, memang susah nak belajar. Okay. So jangan buang. Semua tu buang. You set your own mind. Okay. Please have a correct mindset whenever it comes to the physics. Okay. Nampak macam okay ni ringan ni. Tak, saya akan tanya. I will be the one yang akan question you. Kenapa jawapan dia A? Kenapa jawapan dia B? Kenapa jawapan dia C? Okay. And don't be afraid to me. Okay. Kalau saya tanya awak tak tahu, jawab tak tahu. Tapi jangan tak buat. Okay. Jangan tak buat. Please try on your own. Okay, cubalah juga. Saya dah cuba ni. Saya jangan, saya tak tahulah soalan ni, sir. Saya tak tahu. This is not the correct way. Cara dia macam mana? Tak tahu. Okay, sir. Saya dah cuba try cari dekat page ini, sekian ni. Okay, saya cuba guna equation ni. Tapi tak dapat jawapan, sir. Nampak? Beza dengan, sir, saya tak tahu nak buat. Saya tak faham langsung. That is not the correct way. Right? So please change your attitude, change your mindset. Alright? Jangan tak tahu terus tak buat. Maksud dia cuba. Kita tak tahu, okay, tak apa. Okay. So betul tak saya pakai equation ni dalam soalan ni? Betul tak saya pakai macam tu? Kenapa saya pakai ni? Sebab saya faham. Macam that's how you nampak. Walaupun kita tak tahu, dalam hati aku tak tahu apa-apa ni, tak apa. Aku cuba explain apa yang aku tahu. Itu yang saya nak. Bukannya saya nak jawapan tu betul atau salah. That is number 2. Tapi I want you to be confident. I want you to defend your work, your findings. That is how you learn. Okay, ingat fizik sini bukan semata-mata kita nak dapat A, tapi kita nak the way of thinking in life. Jangan nampak satu benda tu masalah pada kita. Sekarang ni tak face to face. It doesn't do face to face. Does it a big problem to you? No. Okay, kita boleh buat. You all dah boleh buat. You all dah prove kan yang walaupun you all banyak face to face, banyak online dengan your punya teachers dulu, you still can achieve excellence. Alright. So please, right? So jangan ada mentality takut. Jangan ada mentality takut. Saya ialah manusia biasa. Saya suka pada orang yang mencuba. Jangan takut dengan saya. Alright? I want to be friend to you. If you really want to excel, then you need to be friends with your lecturers. Friends tu bukan friend, kawan, bukan. Maksud dia cuba jadi buddies pada lecturers. Macam tu. Bukan suruh buat baik, tak. Cuba jadi, maksud dia jangan aku buat tak tahu, tanya cikgu, tanya sir lah. atas, tapi cuba jadi orang yang membantu orang lain. Kalau kita tahu, kita ajar kawan kita. Kalau kita tak tahu, kita tanya. Tapi jangan tanya kosong. Make sure kita study dulu. We need to study first. We need to have something on ourselves before we come to other parties. Okay? That's how you have a good mindset. This is your first time physics. Nothing much I can teach you. You are already excellent. Okay? But in here, we create students that have a holistic punya model. Maknanya bukan sahaja tahu jawab exam, bukan sahaja dapat Excel lah ini, tapi dia pandai bawa, can carry themselves whenever they go to the degree level or maybe a master level, PhD level, or sometimes they go for the working experience nanti. That's how you, okay, itu yang kita nak you all jadi. Okay, we don't want the students yang pandai saja dalam kelas tapi bila suruh bercakap tak pandai. Okay, kita tak nak macam tu, right? We want to be holistic. We want to market ourselves. Kita maybe kurang ilmu tapi dengan cara kita bawa diri kita, orang confident untuk dia ni bagus ni. Tapi janganlah tunjukkan kita kosong. We need to be independent. We need to. That's how the mindset is very. Because the reason why I'm telling you right now, because you have an abilities, you have the right road, you have the right memory, you have the right momentum to be a good engineers or maybe to be a good students. So please use your time wisely. Gunakan masa awak di asasi ini dengan sebaik-baik mungkin. Use your time, okay, to create something else. Maksud dia, awak dah ada something dalam ni, awak keluarkan dia to the right path. Alright, of course to the right path. Okay, any questions regarding the topics? Ada tak soalan apa-apa sebelum kita masukkan ke dalam masuk ke dalam topik sebenar? Okay, again, this is the book. Saya lagi ambil buku tadi, sementara dia disconnect tadi. This is the books. Ni dia. Nampak tak? Tak nampak. Ni buku dia. Tak nampak juga. Ni buku dia, College Physics. Ini buku physical. Okay, ni buku physical. Tapi ini ialah 11 edition ya. Ni bukunya, ni yang edition terbaru lah. Okay, so that is the textbook. Kalau siapa ada, jangan duduk peram je, baca. Okay, you need to read your textbook. Okay, do some pre-reading concept. Do a good pre-reading, macam you read the synopsis. Okay, bila tak tahu, baca dulu. Bila dah datang ke kelas, insyaAllah benda tu clear. Okay, right. Okay, so if anything happens, if anything you want to ask me directly, then okay, anything boleh refer ke dalam grup Telegram tu. Cuba tanya dekat grup Telegram tu. Okay, tanya je apa-apa. Okay, dalam tu tak ada masalah. Okay, cuma because I'm also a fellow here, so maybe I will have a problem answering at the right time. Okay, maybe kalau kamu tanya pagi, saya jawab malam, saya jawab esok ke, that's depend on me. Okay, so jangan berkecil hati, saya bagi tahu awal ya. Okay, saya bagi tahu awal. Kadang-kadang soalan awak tu not on the right time. Awak tanya masa time saya tengah sibuk, so saya akan biarkan dulu dan saya jawab kemudian. Awak tanya tentang saya tengah kelas. Awak tanya soalan, saya macam mana nak buat soalan ni? Saya tak tahu langsung nak buat soalan ni. Lepas tu tak ada jaga nama, tiba-tiba bagi gambar, bagi saya macam mana nak buat soalan ni? Nampak tak perkenalkan diri dulu dan sebagainya. So that is very okay. Saya pun tak, bila tak kenal diri, saya anggap dia orang luar lah kan. So macam mana tu kan? Of course lah. Cuma be independent, tapi always discuss with me. Okay, discuss dengan saya. Buat present macam ni saya dah faham dengan cara ni macam ni. Saya gunakan formula ni dan ni tapi tak dapat. apa salah saya. Nampak? Ada effort on your part. It's very good. Dengan cara macam tu lah ramai orang boleh dapat perform. Maksudnya dia dah buat dulu. Dia salah. Dia tahu mana dia salah. Saya boleh point kat salah dia tu kat mana. That is, okay, baru nampak. Rupanya salah equation. Rupanya salah dari segi penggunaan terms. Sepatutnya tak boleh letak nilai dekat A. Sepatutnya kena letak nilai dekat V, contoh. Right? Okay. I think it's enough for the briefing part. So introduction part. Okay. It's very entertaining despite of other glitch tadi, internet. Okay. But doesn't matter. Okay. We doesn't give up, right? Simple macam tu je. Okay. Boleh kita mulakan? We have another 20 minutes. I think less than 20 minutes.
Boleh sir, boleh.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Try. Okay. So let me share the slide first. Okay, can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes sir.
All right, thank you. The feedback. So PH1 094 Foundation Physics 1, the introduction. Okay, so first of all, wait, tiba pula. Wait. Okay. Okay, so that's actually my name, and my place is at the Aras 10 left wing, but right now you don't care about that because you haven't come here yet, right? So let's go straight to the units of chapter 1, right? So today I'll try to cover it until the dimensional analysis. All right. Okay, so let's start. We have a standard of length. Maybe a standard of length. Okay, length, mass, and time. A dimensional analysis. Uncertainty in measurement and significant figures. Conversions of units, estimate, and order of magnitude calculations. There's some questions. I come across. Maybe there's some students. Okay, they use that. So can I use my knowledge in terms of these units of chapters, especially in chapter 1 during my school days? My answer is yes. Obviously, yes. Okay, you can use your knowledge that time. Okay, but what we are teaching here in Asasi, please use it carefully because sometimes it may contradict with your old teachers. Okay, not contra in terms because maybe the teachers will try to explain it, but in a short way. They try to simplify, because sometimes I have it simple. Okay, I will try to explain to you later when we have questions. Okay, so let's go. So this is the 5 base quantities with the units. Okay, length, mass, time, temperature, and current with the symbol of L, M, T, capital T, and I, and the unit, the SI unit. Okay, meaning that the standard units that we use is a meter, kilogram, second, Kelvin, and ampere. Meter, kilogram, second, Kelvin, and ampere. Temperature is not Celsius. Okay, it's a Kelvin. So why 5 base quantities? Because this is the base quantities that needs. Okay, it doesn't have a when this base quantity combine, it will give you another quantities. That quantities is what we call as derived quantities. Okay, derived quantities. So now you look at the velocity, acceleration, force, momentum, and energy. These are the derived quantities because it contains the combination between the base quantities. Simple. Why derived? Because it's a combination of base quantities. Right? For example, velocity. Okay, we know the velocity is based on length over time. So length have a SI unit of meter. So meter per second. Time is second. Time is not hour. Time is not millisecond, but it's a second. And because of that, the symbols of the unit will be meter per second, m per second, m per s. Okay, simple. And how about Newton? Newton is force. Force equals to F equals to ma. Okay, m is mass, while a is the acceleration. So mass. Okay, let me show you one example. F equals to ma. So force, okay, based on this one, mass is a basic quantity and A is the derived quantity. Therefore, automatically, force is a derived quantities. So what is the quantities for basic quantity? What is the unit for mass? You need a kilogram. Mass is kilogram, not milligram, not a gram. So it's a kilogram, while A is meter per second square. And because of that, the unit is kg m n per s square, or maybe someone will write down as ms negative 2. That depends. Okay, and the units of kg ms negative 2 is the symbols, but we call it as n. The simplest one will be Newton. Newton. Okay, we use Newton as the SI unit for force. Okay. Okay, this is the approximate values of some measured length. So this is approximate. When the word of approximate, meaning that we use an approximation. Okay, that means it can be varied from one values to another values. So we use an approximation. So for example, the distance from Earth to most remote known quasar, or maybe a galaxy. Okay, maybe 1 light year. How many? Length. Because the length we cannot calculate for the object at the distance. It's very distant, very far away. So we cannot. So we just do some approximations. Okay, this is the approximation of some masses. You don't need to memorize all of this. Okay, this is the some approximation of the time intervals. And this one is the prefix. Okay, so again, I will highlight that you don't have to memorize all those approximation because it's just the approximation, but you need to know the values is referred to length, is either referred to length, mass, or time. Okay, is referred maybe length, mass, or time. This is the basic, very basic, because out of five basic quantities, length, mass, and time always will be the base of any quantities of the derived quantities. Okay, for examples, okay, later on. Okay, but right now is the prefix. Okay, we know the prefix based on our knowledge in the secondary school. Right? Okay, because in here we will always use prefix, not always, we will use prefix accordingly based on our needs. Okay, for example, we always use from this value pico until tera, 10 power of 12 and 10 power of negative 12. The biggest is 10 power of 12, and the smallest one will be pico. But can they go beyond or exceed the value? Yes, they can always do like that. Okay, at least you need to know the basic one. So this is one of the basic. Okay, get to know the values. At least you need to know some values that quite rarely we use. Okay, for example, deci, for example, decimeter. We often use decimeter. Okay, we always use centimeters. Deca, for example, deca. What is 10? 10 power of 1 is deca. Okay, and another, and that apart from that is okay, right? Okay. Okay, so this is the dimensional analysis. So from the basic and the derived quantities that we learned before this, so this is what we want to get, or the idea of the basic and derived quantities will be finalized in here, the dimensional analysis. What is dimensional analysis? Okay, so the dimensional analysis is an steps or approach when you want to get, okay, you want to get the dimensions of the values of the quantity, the dimensions of the quantity, or maybe we want to find the units, the XI units for each quantities. Okay, so the dimensional analysis will only use three consonants: L, M, all capital, T, capital L, capital M, and also capital T. These three capital consonants will be directed to this. Okay, length. L stands for length, panjang. Okay, M stands for mass. Okay, which is jisim, right? Mass, bukan berat, berat is weight, and T is for time. All right, so let's try. Okay, so the distance. Okay, look here. The distance is the length. That's why the dimension is only L. Can you get it? Distance from A to B is just a length, a matter of length. We can have a meter ruler, we calculate the distance, then you will only have dimension L, single L. Okay, let's look at area. Okay, area is based on this one, length times length. So now we get to get area. Okay, area is L times L. So that's why the answer is L square. Okay. Normally when we took area, you always use panjang kali lebar. But panjang kali lebar, panjang is length. Lebar lah, walaupun nama berbeza, the different name, lebar is also length. Because we only use three system: length, mass, and time for the dimensional analysis. So that's why area we get L square. How about volume? Okay, volume is like this. Okay, this is, let's say this is a cube. So L, length is L, width is L, height is also L. L, L, L. So that's why the area, the volume, okay, the volume is considered to be L cube because of L times L times L. L cube. Okay, so that is simple. Let's use L velocity. So velocity is length over time. Remember what is length? What is the dimension of length? L. And what is the dimension of time? T. So that's why the answer is L over T. Okay, now let's look at the acceleration. How about acceleration? Okay, the acceleration A is equivalent to velocity Velocity over time. What is velocity? Okay, velocity is what? Velocity is length over time over time. Okay, this is velocity. So that's why your answer will be written as length over time is what? L over T over T. So that's why the answer, the final answer will be L over T square, because it should be the same. So L over T square. Okay, this is the dimension. How about the SI unit? How to get the SI unit? Okay, so the SI unit, remember L is length. So SI unit must be meter. How about L square? So meter square. How about L cube? Meter cube. How about L over T? The SI unit should be meter, because L over T over S. How about acceleration? The dimension should be meter over S T square. So you put square. Can you do to the energy? How about energy? Energy is what? Energy is work over time. So what is work? Okay, remember work is F dot D. So what is F? M A. So it's like M A D over T. So what is MA? M is what? Mass. Okay. How about A? L over T square. And how about distance? L. Okay. Over T. So, right? Over T. Yeah, P over T. P over T. Work, energy equals to work. Then the answer should be, this one is not, okay, this one only. This one, P over T. Work over time. Okay. So energy is PT. P times T. Okay, P over T. Energy, power is energy times time. Energy is P over T. Okay, P over T. But work is MA. T. So that's why we get here. Okay. M L square over T square. M L square over T square for the energy. Simple. Okay, let's look at another. Okay, the dimensional analysis is the analysis. So you need to do some. Analyze the question. For example, okay, the dimensional analysis will ask you to do some analysis in terms of expression or the equations. For example, this equation V equals to V naught plus AT. Is this the correct equations? So if you you need some dimensional analysis to prove that this dimension is correct, is dimensionally correct. How? Okay, you need to compare between right side and the left side. Which one is left? This one is left side. This one is right side. This one. Sama dengan ni akan jadi tengah-tengah. How to do it? Okay. Look. This is V. Velocity. Velocity is L over T. L over T. Okay. L over T equals to V naught is initial velocity. Initial velocity the same goes to velocity. Dia sama je. Walaupun dia initial, dia still L over T juga. Plus dengan A. A is L over T square. Times dengan T. So kita potong. T ni dengan T bawah. So in the end, it will look like this. L over T will be equals to L over T plus dengan L over T. Look. On the left side is L over T. On the right side, every every component on the right side is also L over T. So this equation is this equation is known as dimensionally correct. Dimensionally correct. So every item on the right side must be equal to left side. Kalau left side dia L over T, yang lain-lain pun mesti L over T, L over T, L over T. Kalau ada yang ketiga, tiba-tiba ada yang ketiga dia plus dengan L. Does this equation dimensionally correct? No. The answer is no. That's how you do the dimensional analysis. So there are two things that you need to know inside the dimensional analysis. Number one is to prove the equation, and number two is to get the SI unit. For example, I can change this question into write down or state the SI unit for V. SI unit. So the answer will be meter per second because it should be L over T. Okay. You can check the dimensionally. This equation is dimensionally consistent or dimensionally correct or not. You can check it on your own. Okay, please snap it, or you can find this inside my YouFuture, the slide notes. Okay, and then we'll try to continue these things later in the questions. Okay, maybe you can do some pre-reading before you come to class. Okay, about the scientific notation. I believe that all of you already familiarized with the concepts of scientific notations, significant figures, and so on. Okay. And how about converting units? I don't think you have a problem using the converting units, but we will look further, okay? Okay, so I think that's all for today. Do you have any questions?
Doktor.
Yeah.
Kalau dimensionally correct dengan dimensionally consistent, adakah dua tu benda yang sama?
Sama, benda yang sama.
Alright, okay.
Okay. Lagi? Ada soalan lain? Any questions?
Doktor, kalau pakai buku rujukan luar boleh ke?
Rujukan luar? Maksud dia?
Macam saya punya saudara ada satu buku Oxford, dia kasih. Boleh pakai ke?
Okay. Nak pakai tak ada masalah. Nak buat rujukan sendiri tak ada masalah. Tapi nanti bila kalau nak ni kena tengok betul-betul lah. Maksudnya dia buku sama je semua. Buku sama. Cuma dalam buku Oxford tu tak adalah soalan-soalan yang dicari tu. Contoh-contoh yang saya tunjukkan dalam lecture tadi saya ambil daripada dalam buku teks. Jadi contoh tu tak ada lah. Macam tu. Tapi nak pakai tak ada masalah buat rujukan. Any reference book can be referred. Okay, yang established lah. Okay, kalau nak pakai buku rujukan sekolah dulu pun boleh. Tapi ada serta-serta yang kita kena betulkan dia punya terms. Bukan totally salah. Maksudnya ada istilah-istilah dia terlalu pendek, terlalu senang dia explain. Sepatutnya dia lagi detail. Macam tu. Okay. Dah masuk memang dia detail sikit lah dia punya perjalanan dia. Okay.
Okay, masih doktor.
Okay. Okay. For example, for your information, I'm not doctor yet. Currently tengah buat PhD lagi. So doakan saya. Amin. Okay.
Amin.
Okay. Panggil semua doktor ni. Tadi nampak ada PhD, tengah buat PhD, bukan lagi.
Kau panggil doktor doa.
Oh, doa. Amin. Thank you. Alright, so I think I will wrap up the class. So I see you on Friday, insyaAllah.
Sir.
Yeah.
About the kehadiran.
Yeah.
Where to make sure that we...
Sekejap Saya dah guna apa panggil? Saya dah guna meet attendance collector ni. Dah dapat dah. Saya dah dapat. Tak apa, don't worry about kehadiran sangat. From time to time I will, macam sekarang ada 50 orang, maksudnya E31 ada berapa orang?
25.
E32?
25.
Maksudnya ada seorang missing. Mungkin tadi kod dia terkeluar.
E35, E31 ada seorang pergi ambil vaksin. Lupa nak cakap.
Okey, tak apa. Yang nama-nama macam tu, nanti please tolong class rep. Saya nak nombor class rep masing-masing. E31 dengan E32. Yang E32 tak silap saya dia dah ada dalam Google, dalam Telegram tu, yang A31. Tadi ada dalam group Telegram, nampak ada link ke Telegram tu, tolong join everybody please join the Telegram group. Jangan harapkan awak punya class rep sajalah, semua orang join. Anything saya akan letak dekat situ juga. Okay. Nanti tolong WhatsApp saya, E32 dengan E31. My number is 012 928 9029 012 928 9029. Alright. So I see you and I see you this Friday insyaAllah. Okay, kita continue dengan ni. Dan next week, okay, dalam masa tutorial kita jumpa. Minggu ni tak ada tutorial lagi ya. Sama juga dengan lab session akan debrief pada minggu ketiga. Minggu ketiga. Lab tak adalah. Kita akan guna minggu ketiga saja. Okay. Done Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention. Very good. Very good session, alhamdulillah. So I'll see you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.